Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this video will be more of a continuation of the previous video I done. If you didn't catch that video, I'll link it up here. It was just how I personally protect my comics. So I got this comic and I went through the process of how I bag and board my higher value comics and the process of how I do that with what brands I use of bag and boards and just the best way, the best practice to do that. So today, as you can tell in the background, I don't have many boxes. I've only got the 6 short boxes there. So I like to utilise my space as best as possible. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how I personally store my comic books to stop any kind of damage to the books while they're in the box. I try not to tightly pack the boxes too much. But I'll show you guys again how I organise them in the short box or a long box for the best kind of protection for your comics. So what I'll do is I'll change the view again and I'll show you guys how I pack the box from kind of start to finish. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see okay. This is just my standard short box. Now what you'll see is there's the flap at the back. So how I'll always start is just get a standard back and board and I'll place one at each end of the box. So I'll place one at the back and I'll place one at the front when I get closer to the front. And that's just to stop any imperfections. I know it normally won't happen, but again, I like to make sure. So I'll just pop a back and board or a few backing boards towards each end just to stop any indentations from the flaps on the box. Then what I normally start to do is, so once the backing board's in place, as you guys know from the last video, I do like to use the top loaders. So there's the hard plastic top loaders for my better books. So I'll place one of them in first, just to give a solid base to the box. And then once that's in place, I'll put in a couple more. And then I'll start to load in just my standard bagged and boarded comics. Now what I'll normally do is I'll start as usual, but then the next one I'll flip round and I'll have them facing each other. Now this way it'll actually stop the spines from aligning on each side, so it'll stop the comics from going in one direction. And also I feel it helps to keep the covers flat. So hopefully it'll stop a lot of spine roll on your comics. And again, you can do this one at a time. Or what you can do, what I've done in the past is also, if you have a run of comics, so if you have a mini series, for example, you could put all of them in one direction. And then you can gather the next mini series. Again, this is just for demonstration purposes. And you can put them facing the opposite direction. And you'll just find that as you're going along, the books just stay more uniform in the box. And then again, what I do tend to do is put in another top loader comic, just to give that kind of sectioning. And it does just give a lot of strength to the books inside the box. Again, a lot of people might do this differently. I have actually seen people who will get runs or will get mini series and stack them sideways. This may not be for everyone. I've not done it myself. But again, it's a good way to kind of stop your books from moving around in the box and make a bit more use of the space if you want to do it that way. Again, like I said, I'll do so many one way, so many the other way. and then I'll split it with a top loader comic, and it just gives a lot more stability. It's a Silver Age one, so that's a bit larger than the other ones. It's a Silver Age top loader, not comic. But again, I'll just carry on. And that's just my backing board ready to go in the front. But again guys, I won't bore you with stacking the comic box. I'm sure you all know how to do that, but it's something to consider. It's not ideal obviously if you want to flick through the comics, but for storage purposes it's quite a good way to do it. And again, it helps to stop that damage on the spine of the comics and keeps them flat, and it's a good way to save space. But anyway guys, if you did find any use for this video, as usual, drop me a like, and please consider subscribing. I know a lot of my people who watched my last video weren't subscribed, so that'd be great. Thanks, take care guys.